All right. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, well, we've touched on a lot of issues. We've talked about the 2018 African Nations Cup, African Nations Championship, I beg your pardon. We've talked about the swap deal, most talked about, most anticipated swap deal that has been completed. We've also talked about the 2018 Winter Olympics, the part about Nigeria's involvement in it. And the guys in the studio, we're talking about the teams that are fancy. Let me allow Iniobong talk about the teams that he has seen and the ones that you think might just go all the way. For me, I think the host Morocco, decent.
It's an absolute no-brainer. You've got to look at Morocco and check out what they've done already in this tournament. They had the highest goal scorers in this tournament, scored 3 in the first game, 4 in the second game, and they've got 7 goals. They've got the top scorer in Ayoub Al-Kabi, who's been an absolute revelation, 5 goals already. And not just the goals, not just the fact that they're winning games, but the fact that the kind of intensity they play with, it's quite exciting, and I think there will be a threat at this tournament. I've also seen the Congolese team. I mean, the Congolese team have been very exciting going forward with real pace and energy, and it will get very, very tough. Even the Libya that we beat on Friday, I think there will be a real threat if they get to the knockout stages, because I see a very coordinated side. I mean, they made light work of Equatorial Guinea, played reasonably very well against the Super Eagles, didn't just have the rub of the green on the day, and it's quite exciting. Zambia too, I've been following the Zambian league, and I see some of those guys, and it's quite good to see them at this tournament. So a few teams who can really pose a threat, but again, when it gets to the quarterfinal stages, everything you did in the group stage doesn't matter anymore. When it gets to the knockout stages, it's about who has got enough composure. I mean, who's got enough mentality to play in the quarterfinals. I mean, semifinals and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see who gets into that quarterfinal and who proceeds to the semifinal.
All right, Coyote, I think Namibia has not been bad too.
Yeah, they haven't been bad. The Namibians, in their first game against Ivory Coast, they had on the bench Kolo Toure as an assistant coach. On paper, he gave it to the Ivorians. When I saw the game, I was like, come on, the Namibians are good as well. They were quite impressive, and maybe they might just be one of the dark horses in this competition. But the host nation, the Atlas Lions of Morocco, definitely have given a good account of themselves. And when you've got the vociferous fans
behind you,
cheering you on, that plays a huge role in the competition. But like Iniobong said, when it gets to the quarterfinals, when push comes to shove, sometimes what you've done at the group stage becomes irrelevant. Some teams get better with games.
True.
Hopefully, that will be the lot of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yeah. Yes, we won our second game, but we were much more better
in the first.
And against Equatorial Guinea, we hopefully will do well. Then also looking at the Congolese, I saw their game too. They were crisp. The Chipolopolo as well. A number of the under-21 boys from the World Championship are in the squad. So they are equally good. So a number of teams from the Moroccans, the Zambians, the Namibians, Congolese are equally good, not forgetting our country Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Let's come home now and quickly take a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League. It's getting interesting. The results, very, very interesting. Let's quickly see if we can bring it to you and allow you be the judge of what I just said about it being interesting, teams, putting their best into it. The results, there you have it, right there. El Kanemi, 3-1 victory over MFM. Heartland losing at home to Rangers. We'll talk much about this one later on. Aqua United, 2-0 victory over Yobe Desert Stars. FC Ifeanyi Uba, 2-0 victory over Kwara United. I hope Kwara United are not in the top flight to be donating points. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early to say that, but I'm just...
Don't do a Remo Stars in this league.
I'm just speaking out. I'm thinking out loud, but it's too early, though. Katsina United, 2-0 victory over Eyimba. Some other results that you have: Abia Warriors, slim 1-0 victory over Plateau United. The Plateau United manager had some complaints about that game. We'll listen to him later on. Rivers United, 2-1 victory over Kano Pillars. Lobby Stars, 1-0 victory over Go Round. Nasarawa United, it was a 2-0 victory for them over Sunshine Stars. And Wiki Tourist, slim 1-0 victory over Niger Tornadoes. I'm very sure a lot of people want to talk about that Oriental Derby and how, even though we have said Rangers didn't start well, but of all places, go to Heartland and get a result. Did you see that coming?
Quite frankly, no. At the Danayan Stadium, you knew these guys were renewing the arch rivalry that has been documented for years of year. And for Enugu Rangers, they were condemned to at least get a point on the road. Recall they lost their first 2 games away to Akwa United and surprisingly losing at the Amnam Stadium in Enugu to Lobby Stars. Now going over to Danayam Stadium in Owerri, it was going to be very difficult for them, but scoring an early goal, courtesy Bright Silas, I thought Atland would at least get into the game. They got an opportunity, lost a penalty, but it was as though it was just written for Enugu Rangers to get all 3 points. A huge sigh of relief for Gbenga Ogumbote, who recruited a number of players from Semi Liadi from Akwa United, Abu Aziz from Eyimba, and a number of interesting players who are quite experienced. At least he would now get ready for the next home game at the Cathedral in Enugu, knowing that he went to the Lions Den and came back home with 3 points. Really, it's not an easy task.
Any of those matches came as a surprise to you, the results from any of those matches?
I think the Heartland game surprised me a little bit. I mean, we talked about it already, how, I mean, Ramson Madu, the manager of Heartland, I'm sure when he saw the fixtures, Sunshine Stars' first game, had a very fantastic away performances last season with Dukudi when he took over. Then the Oriental Derby, Eyimba in Calabar, and then Rangers. I mean, they would have looked at that, and I don't know if they do it in Nigerian football, but whether the manager looked at it and said, how many points can we get?
3 from this one.
You know what I mean? 3 from this one. I'm sure he would have thought maybe 4 points would have been decent. I mean, the 3 points against Sunshine Stars, maybe 1 point against Rangers or maybe Eyimba. But he went away, got a draw at Eyimba, and then we're waxing lyrical. What a performance, going all the way to Calabar to get a point. But again, Rangers came back and brought them crashing down to it. And that's the excitement about the bread and butter of this league. I mean, you don't get too excited. Rangers played at home. Lobby Stars went there and said,
this is how it looks now. Well, still early days though. But, you know, Lobby Stars followed by Akwa United, FC Fine.
Lobby Stars will want the league to end now.
But unfortunately, they still have a lot of games to play. And, well, if your team starts out and after 3 matches, they're on 16, 17, 18, you had better be worried.
Yeah, you've got to be worried.
You had better be worried.
Eyimba should be worried.
Yeah. MFM too.
MFM's own is quite documented. The fact that MFM don't travel well.
Yes.
I mean, it's quite sad that a team as talented as that, they play with a lot of intensity. And if you look at this MFM side, most of the games they play, in the final 45 minutes of a game or final 30 minutes of the game, there's no gas left in them again because they do a lot of running. The manager, as a taskmaster, he expects them to do a lot of running. So they go out there, they run around the pitch, they play with a lot of intensity. And in the second half, they do not have that ability to recover and get into good shape. And that's why they lose matches away from them. And if they have to sniff a top 4 finish this season, their away form has got to improve. They've lost 2 away games now. And like you said, when you start the season and you're not starting it on a flyer, it gets to affect you at the later stages of the season because at that time, teams will start thinking, when it gets to the 19th, 20th game of the season, you can't win matches away again. It's very difficult. Right. So MFM have got to be very careful.
All right, so they've got to wake up. All right, let's talk about a game that we're going to allow you see. Let's allow you Abia Warriors and Plateau United. Plateau United started very well, won 2 matches, but somebody had to stop that run, and it was Abia Warriors slim 1-0 victory. I'm very sure people will have issues about the pitch and some other things, but let's concentrate on the game. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised about the score line in this game. And the man, in the center of everything, Ravel Everton, I don't know who's in charge now.
If it's a Cameroonian.
If it's a Cameroonian, has he been demoted? I mean, but they did the business and they got the job done. So let's listen to both managers, Kennedy Boboye and Emmanuel Deutsch from Abia Warriors, what both had to say immediately after this game.
When you come to play and the